Hello, everyone. How's it going? This is Game Face Killa, and I'm back with some Roland Cholo solo gaming. I'm going to be playing some more digital Gloomhaven tonight. But what I wanted to do is start the game to show you what it's going to be like if you have a game that's saved uh, for the new patch. What they decided to do, I guess, one of the updates was that they would allow you to keep your save, which I appreciate. That's one of my favorite things so far that I've seen in an early access game is where they're actually taking care to try to maintain people's save games, especially with a game with a campaign this in depth. So I'm going to be loading it up because apparently there is a sort of a menu system or some kind of announcement system that you have to go through in order to access the update. So I'm going to take you through that in case you have a save game. We'll see what it's like. I have seen some comments about some people saying that their saves got nuked, but I'm hoping it looked like there was like a quick hotfix patch or something that happened right before 8 o'clock tonight. So I'm hoping maybe that will fix things. But I love that they allow you to maintain save states because one of the things about playing early access is, of course, you know that you're on a limited time scale. You're in a limited amount of time because once the game comes out, everything's going to get wiped back to normal. Um, I wonder how many people give up a game before if they play during. Hey, Gilly, how's it going? I wonder how many people give up the game after they've been playing in early access and uh, switching to the real game. So here's the menu you get. It says the save system has been updated. Press OK to update your existing games. This process may take several minutes, so we'll do that and talk about a little bit about the update. Oh my gosh, invading coworkers. That's awesome. Welcome. So we're playing Digital Gloomhaven. Um, and if you don't know it, this is the big game when it comes to board games. Lately, it's the big thing. I'm getting kind of a frozen screen here, but we'll just let it go and see if it fixes itself. Um, so it's one of the best board games. It's the highest rated board game in on Board Game Geek. It is one of those games. So it's tough for me when I try to talk to people about the game because on one hand, it's like it's the best game I've ever played, but I also feel like you have to like cooperative games first of all, and then I mean, if you love role playing games, you'll love it. But it's just like with any good role playing game, you really have to you really have to put a lot of time into it before you start to like really see the love, like where it's really amazing. So, but I think it's really cool in terms of there's a lot of stuff going on. Just even with playing one scenario, you can get kind of a feel for how cool the system is. So we're going to continue the adventure that I was having with the Game Face Killers. Welcome. These are higher numbers than I've ever seen. It must be. Thankfully, I was worried. I was like, election night's going to be pretty dead. But I'm looking for some distraction to avoid the stress. Oh, and I'm not even going to get to. I forgot I was in the middle of this scenario. I think I've just got one room left. But if you weren't here last time, I am playing with a new class of character, the Elementalist, and he's pretty awesome. He's definitely a character that combos really well. I know we need more of on election day distraction. So one of the cool things I know they added was the zoom out has been increased a little bit. So one thing that kind of makes it look a little bit more board gamey if you want it. It does look like it's kind of scrolls out a little bit more, but of course I like playing a little bit closer because the detail on these characters is pretty amazing. The other thing that is new in the user interface that I remember reading is that there's actually a long rest and short rest fix. It used to be they were actual cards, and so it was hard to tell them apart from the cards at times. And so now they're actually just simple buttons um, that you can push. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And they're really adding more and more details all the time. And there's a new biome, the cityscape biome, so it's pretty amazing. All right, they've also added something really cool, which I'll show you. Let's see if they have it. Yes. So here on the menu system, if you ever get in the middle of a round and you realize, oh, I forgot to drink that potion. I messed up big time because I moved to this space and I forgot that I wasn't going to do that. And so you can go back and restart a round if you make mistakes. Of course, you could technically cheat that way by restarting the round until you get a modifier card that you want or something. But I won't abuse it in that way. All right, so Craghart is going to short rest because he needs to get his cards back, and of course, all of my discarded cards are here. I need to get those discard cards back in my hand so I have more um, action choices. So we're going to short rest. This isn't a bad card to get rid of because I have a feeling I'm going to need some more. I'm going to need to focus on um, ranged attacks anyway. So now that I did that short rest, I didn't get to pick which card I discarded since I did a short rest. But you can see now I have a burn card. This card is burned, so I can't use it as one of my actions anymore. And as you play through the game, once you lose all of your cards, it's like you're exhausted and you can't continue on in the dungeon. So the goal is to try to beat all of the levels of the dungeon before you run out of cards, because otherwise um, it'll be bad news for sure if you run out of cards. So you want to try to keep everybody alive as long as possible. But of course, if you take enough damage, you're going to lose cards. If you use huge abilities that do a lot of damage, there are loss abilities that get lost as well. I'm going to try to go early. You have to actually select in the game which card you want to be your initiative card. So you can see all these numbers on the side. Those are my initiative options, and you pick two cards that you play on for your turn, and whichever one you want. I could go late initiative after the enemy, or low initiative and try to go before the enemy. This archer is usually pretty fast, but I'll try to beat her. The mine thief here also has no cards left, so I'm gonna have to do a short rest with her as well. Hey Mags, how's it going? Election night distractions. Exactly. So again, man, I really love that stun card though. That's a great card, but we'll go ahead and get rid of it. So we're going to do some big movement, try to get up and do a good attack. And we'll try to go early. Now the Elementalist, he's of course out of cards too, so we'll do a short rest with him. I'll just lose this card. I'm not really paying too much attention because I think I'll be able to get through this stage pretty easily. I do need to move pretty fast though, so I need to get. He's kind of lagging behind everybody else, so we'll do a move 3 on one card, and then a fairly decent attack on the top. Now the Spellweaver, uh, she is going to attack 3, but she's going to need to move pretty far to get up there because it's only a range of 2. I'm going to need to move at least 3 spaces, and of course she's got plenty of those cards. Okay, so I picked for all of my characters. I guarantee you that this game is a lot of fun with 4 characters, but if you're the only one controlling them all, and you can play multiplayer, they do have multiplayer now, but if you're playing all 4 characters, it can take some time to get cards selected. So the bandits are going at an initiative of 16. Oh, I forgot there's a bandit guard over here as well. He's got initiative 50. So I've got to try to kill these guys. And as you can see in the initiative order, I'm going after the archer, but before the guard. Unfortunately, the archer is going to get to go first, but oh, she missed because she drew a negative modifier. So every character has when they attack, they do their base attack, but then they draw a modifier card, and they can either add damage, subtract damage, or if they, like she did, she drew a ×0, which is a miss. There's one miss card in everybody's deck. I do love the new icon for items, because now you know just by looking at it that you can that it's an exhausted ability and not consume ability. The question is, I don't think I need to use it. I just need to do a long rest at some point. Okay. So he's going to do his crater attack, which he can do at this range. It's an attack 3, range 3, so that's easily within range. So I select the target. I can use my power potions, add +1 to any attack, but I want to save that for an AoE attack, because then I can add +1 to all the attacks. So I'm confirming that, and I'll draw my modifier. As you can see, I drew a +1, so I did 4 total damage because it was a attack 3. The modifier +1 added that. Now I'm going to move. I don't want to move through the trap, so I'm going to have to move over this way. I don't think I want to use my talisman to get this potion back. So potions, as you can see in the bottom right corner, there's an X on a card, which means that's a consumed item. Once you drink it, you don't get it again until the next scenario. But if I use my talisman, I can get a free refill. It's like some kind of teleporter to the local convenience store. We can get free refills remotely. All right, so I just finished his turn. I might use the talisman later. So now the mind thief, who is this awesome shadowy rat character who can mind control other creatures, I'm going to go ahead and have her move up right next to the archer, because she's mostly a melee character. She's kind of like a roguish type character. So I'm going to skip the rest of my movement. And now I'm going to attack 2. You'll notice that the XP, that's another thing they modified. I don't remember now. What's funny is I can't remember what XP symbols used to look like, but now they look more like the physical game, where they have the sun sort of star symbol, and then the XP is kind of in gold. It used to be in white, and I think it was a little bit harder to see at times. So I'm going to attack 4, and if I just had one more, as long as I draw a +1, I'm going to kill her. But I could just drink a power potion and add 1 automatically. But I think I'm going to save that. And I didn't draw a +1, but that's okay. So I could push her. Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. So push is awesome. This attack has push. I didn't even think about this. I'm glad I didn't use my power potion. So if you do a push, it pushes characters away from you, but every space they move into has to be farther away than the space before. So I am going to use the push 2, because it's going to push her right into this trap, which will finish her. And there you go. Okay. All right, so the Elementalist, we've got this one lone guard here, and you'll notice he has a shield next to his hit point bar, which means every attack that hits him, he's got a natural shield. He's wearing armor, of course. So every hit that hits him is going to be reduced by 1. I'm only doing 2 damage total, so it's not great. And it's a ranged attack, so I'm kind of worried about... Okay, I can't move right up next to him because I'll be rolling at disadvantage, just like with D&D, if you do a ranged attack at close range. But I think I can attack from here. I don't have any elements. If elements are on the board, which are generated by other cards, you can sometimes combo them off of other things. Now they have a new consume symbol. I don't remember the down arrow consume symbol. I kind of feel like they changed that, but that's okay. So I can still attack him at a range 3. It's going to do 2 damage. Why is... Oh, and he's poisoned, which means that it's going to add an extra damage. That's why it's blinking, because I should conceivably, as long as I draw a 0, it estimates for you in a normal 0 modifier hit. It averages the damage and tells you how much it's probably going to do. So let's see what I draw. I drew a 0. So it was enough to kill him. So now the room is clear. I can consume and get a discarded card back, but I don't have any discarded cards. I just have consumed cards. So I'm just going to move and grab some gold. You want to grab gold, and there's only two ways you can do it. You either have to play a loot card, which I don't have, or you have to end up on a gold pile whenever you end your turn. And so that's what I just did. So she's going to loot the gold. And then now I've got to pick for a new round. But really all I'm trying to do is kind of finish up cleaning things up. I'm going to try to grab the gold on my way out. And I've got one more room to fight. I don't know what's in it yet. I have to open the door to find out what's in the other room. I'll probably have the mine thief open the door. I do have so one skill I equipped last round was backup ammunition. So any range attack that attacks an enemy that is a single attack, range attack, I can actually add an extra target. So I can actually attack two people instead of one, which is pretty rad. So I probably want to save my ranged attacks. Oh, wait. Let's see. 70. So the only downside is I'm going really high initiative, but that's okay because there's nothing really in this room at this point. I am going to have the Mine Thief use a high movement card, so I can move in the room and then get back out and move far away if something looks dangerous in there. Or I can stay in and disarm somebody or do something rad. Let's do an immobilization because we don't lose a card that way. I still need to move this elementalist fast. So I'm going to try to do a high move card. I don't really have any. So I guess I'll just move normally. The Spellweaver over here, I think I'll have her move fast and get in there and fire off her high-powered skills. She's amazing because she has high-powered skills. She doesn't have a lot of cards, but she has high-powered skills, and you have one card that lets you get all of those cards back and use them twice. So she's the only character that gets to use high-powered skills twice in a scenario. Okay, so I'm opening the door. Basically, all I have to do is move onto this space and it opens, and then I get to finish my movement and my second action. You'll notice that I'm picking 2 actions every round. I pick 2 cards, then I pick 2 actions. This is a room full of, whoa, Inox Archer Elites. I have not seen these guys before. They look awesome. So this is a room full of things. The hounds are going to move and then attack. They're going to do a big attack. So I need to try to not get hit by those attacks. But if I move too far back, I'm not going to be able to. That's okay, though. I want to move back and let the hounds come to me, and then I have more of a chance of dealing some extra damage with the Elementalist and the other guys. Now, that means that the Mine Thief won't be able to do his attack. As you can see, he's out of range now. Even at a range of 4, he can't hit that far. So I'm going to have to skip the attack, unfortunately. You'll notice after I pick my 2 cards, once it's my turn, I pick the top action of one card and the bottom action of another. It doesn't matter which order I do them in, but I have to pick. I can only pick the top of one and the bottom of the other. Usually, the bottom action is a move card, and the top action is some kind of attack. And unfortunately, my Elementalist is not going to be able to do much other than move up a little bit. And now the hounds are going to move. So we'll have to just skip this attack. So there's nobody in range. So whenever monsters move, the elites always move first, and you can tell the elites because they have little thorns or spokes on their level. So you can see the circle frame around the level is spiked. They actually couldn't move far enough. That's cool. And then the non-elites just have a regular gold border. So this is what I really love about the Spellweaver is once she gets her high-powered cards in range, she's deadly. So I'm going to do Fire Orbs, which is going to attack 3 targets at 3 each, and I get an XP for every one I target. So in this game, you get XP for actually doing certain abilities like that you're good at instead of killing monsters, which is really awesome. Because this solves the problem of getting XP for killing monsters only. If you're a healer, that kind of sucks because you don't ever get XP. But now you can get it just by doing abilities, and it works out really well. So I'm going to do a base attack of 3. I don't have anything I can add to it, but each of these guys should take at least 3 damage, and if I draw any positive modifiers, they'll do even more. So let's see. -1, so it's only going to do 2. +1, so that did 4. And +2 with ice, so that was like 6. No, 5, sorry. So now what you can see on my right-hand side here, I've generated the ice from my modifier card, and then my ability here automatically generates fire, and then you can use that fire or ice, someone else can later in the round, and you can combo off of it. It's such a cool system when it works correctly, and of course, it doesn't always work correctly. I am going to be able to use the fire and the ice in the very next round. So I think I will not use my potion yet, and I'm just going to move back and grab this gold here. Now the Inox archers, the archers usually will, now they only had an attack. What they did is they attacked to range 4, target 2. So if I had been in this room, I would have gotten shredded. But thankfully, when they're not in range, they actually sometimes don't move. They just attack. And so I think they're smart. They're hanging out back there because they know there's trouble. So I could move up and use an avalanche attack and get these guys. I think that's probably smart. Like if I move over here and attack both these hounds. Whoa, I don't want to go that way. So if I go this way, then I can move 4. And then once I do that, and then I use my avalanche, which is, as you can see in the bottom right, there's a burning card symbol. And what that means is that it's going to get lost. So I actually will lose this card. And remember, your cards are like your endurance or your stamina. So once those are gone, you can't play anymore. So you have to be careful about when you lose lost cards. But since I'm in the last room, I think we can risk it. And I am going to use my power potion because that's going to add +1 to both my attacks. And that should easily kill the one guy, and the other guy should be pretty decimated. The downside is if I miss, these guys retaliate, so they're going to do some damage back to me for sure. Hey James, how's it going? Yeah, I knew as soon as I heard about this game, I was going to want it because of how much I love playing the digital game. Wow, +1 damage, so +1 on the modifier, so I actually ended up killing that guy. And if you kill them, they don't retaliate, so there you go. I'm going to use my empowering talisman on myself and confirm it. And then I'm going to have a choice. You'll see here. I can refill one of my potions. I'm going to refill the power potion so I can get another big attack later. And then that's going to end his turn, and he's going to get the gold he's standing on. Yeah, it is in early access, but man, the game, I've just really run into very few problems with the game so far. So it's a highly polished early access game. Unfortunately, you can't play the campaign yet, and that's really where where you really see the game shine for sure. Oh, so we're back at the top of a round. So I definitely know the Spellweaver is going to use Cold Fire because I'm going to be able to, if I can go fast enough or faster than these hounds, I can stun them and do extra damage. They'll probably be dead. And then that means that the old Cragheart here is going to have to do something else. So I think I'm going to try to move into this room really fast or really far, either one. So I think we'll do that with the bottom of Dirt Tornado. I am hoping to use Dirt Tornado at some point. The other thing that I can do is I'm going to use my Earthen Clod and try to attack both of these guys, because remember, my backup ammo gives me an extra attack. Let's see, if I move 3, I'm not going to be able to hit both these guys. So I should go later. This is why you want to go later in the initiative, is because sometimes if they're too far away, you want to go later so that they move first. Maybe they'll get an attack, maybe they won't. But they get to move first, and they're closer, so I more likely can do my attack. Mind Thief needs to move fast, but unfortunately can't. So I'll just try to move and do maybe a range attack with Brain Leech. It's pretty high powered. The Elementalist is going to possibly attack. And I'm going to activate an ability that lets me generate elements, which is pretty cool. Hey guys, that is a great question. That is a great question. I hope that the election is decisive. Let's put it that way. I hope that it is decisive and not up to question. Not that I think there's fraud or anything. I just want it to be very clear. Okay. Let's see. So the hounds are going to move pretty fast. The Mind Thief is the only one who's going to get to go. They're going to move and attack. Ugh. Add +2 attack if the target is adjacent to any hound allies. So the real question is, what do I do? I could disarm someone. That seems smart. Yeah, let's strengthen ourselves. But I don't think I can. I wonder if I can get the strengthen if I skip the attack. Let's see. Okay, I do. Because I can't do the attack, but I can strengthen myself. So strengthen is an ability that lets me draw 2 modifier cards when I do attack, and I get to use the best of the 2, which is awesome. So I'm going to attack this guy for 4, and I'm drawing an advantage, so I should draw something positive, more than likely, or at least something that's at least a +0. So we're going to just go with this. We're not going to drink the power potion. We're just going to go with what we have. And I drew a +1. So that hound died. Whew. So as you can see, I took 5 damage. Whenever you take damage, you can take the damage, or I can burn one of the cards to avoid the damage. Sometimes you might say, why would you ever burn cards when you can just take the damage? That's true for the most case, but if you take a huge amount of damage, sometimes it's better to lose a card and still have a full pool of hit points. It depends on the situation. You got to kind of use it tactically. So poor Spellweaver. She's not even going to get to use her Cold Fire, really. If you want to use an ability or element, you click on the element. Ah, so see, they have a different system. This is just what I was playing this with Joe, and we were talking about that there needs to be a better system for choosing elements because it's sometimes hard to tell whether you're using an element or not using an element. And so you have the ability to consume elements on some cards. And now there's actually some special icons, buttons that you'll click and you decide which ones you want to consume and which ones you don't. So, like, I could leave this ice for someone else, but I would rather be able to stun with it. But first, I'm going to actually move up so that I can hit this guy because I can only hit him at a range 3. So I'll move up, get some gold. Now I'll do the attack. And unfortunately, there's not 3 guys here to attack. There's only 1. But I'm going to use the ice and stun him. So the next round, he just skips his turn. And then I'm also doing plus 2 damage. So more than likely, he'll be dead. Yeah. So I can drink a stamina potion, get a card back. I think I might do that. So one of the cards that got discarded, not burned, I'm going to be allowed to get it back. I think we'll get back... maybe Flashing Burst, because it does a pretty big amount of damage, and then we'll end her turn. Unless I want to... Yeah, I think I should also drink or use my talisman, yeah, and get my power potion back. So the poor archers, okay, now they're moving. And thankfully they still don't have the range on me, which is great. I am going to activate this ability that lets me conjure elements. So I can't do the attacks. Oh, and then now I'm going to create an element. So I pick which one. That's kind of a cool icon. I think I'm going to create ice so that I can maybe stun some fools. We'll see. Okay. So now, as you can see, they're closer. So Cragheart can definitely use his ability. I don't have Earth, unfortunately, but that's okay. I'm not going to be able to get both of these. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be able to get both these guys. Okay. So I move up here, and then now I can, when I attack, I can actually select 2 people, even though normally I would only be able to select 1, but because I have backup ammunition activated earlier, I can select 2. I am going to use my power potion again. My talisman let me replenish that. Oof, -1, so only 2 damage. And this guy, ×2. So instead of 3, it does 6. I love drawing the blessed cards. There's 1 card in your deck that is a critical hit and does twice the damage. So there's always that thrill to look forward to as well. I've got to do Rumbling Advance because I need to go early. And then I've got to figure out what I'm doing next. Oh, he's really damaged. I should probably use Rumbling Advance to heal myself and then use Sentient Growth to get some attacks in. Yeah, man, he's really hurting. Let's see if I can heal him. I don't think I can. Yeah, unfortunately I can't. So I'm going to try to get to a place where I can at least kill one of these guys so he doesn't take 2 hits. He only takes 1. I didn't have a lot of choices with some of these guys because I'm almost out of cards again. Once you're out of cards, they go, or once you use 2 cards, they normally go to your discard pile unless they got burned somehow. And then when you're in your discard pile, you have to do a rest, and that gets the cards back in your hand, but you have to give up 1. So you're every time you go through a round of or a hand of cards, you're losing 1, and so you're slowly depleting your energy. All right, so the Inox Archer is going to move to an attack 3. Thankfully, they don't go until after everybody else gets to go. But I don't know that I'm going to do a lot of 1, 2, 3. Oh, interesting. Or I could go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. and take the hits. I think I'll do that. So this card, for every card, you can do a basic move action, which is this little boot 2 symbol. So I'm going to move 2 spaces, and then the top action is really cool of Scurry because you can actually move 3 and then attack. It's one of those rare moves that you can do on the top of a card. So now he's going to be able to attack. She's going to be able to attack, and she has Mind's Weakness, so it's like an aura or an augment is what it's called, and it does +2 for every melee attack. I'm going to add extra power to it, and I'm going to use my goggles, which will give me an advantage on the attack. That means I draw 2 modifiers and get the best one. So more than likely I should kill him, but I didn't because I only drew a +0 for both. But that's okay. At this point, the nice thing is the Mind Thief is going to take the hit from this one archer if nobody else can kill him. Cragheart will probably take the other. No, the Mind Thief is going to take both because they're at the same distance, and if it's the same distance, then the lower initiative gets hit. Okay, so I'm going to move the Elementalist up. Cannot move very far. Let's see. No, I can't target this ability either. So I'm going to have to skip that attack. Unfortunately. We are going to create maybe fire. I don't know. Oh, that's good. So I created fire. So now the Spellweaver is going to be able to move up and get some pretty good use out of another card. Cold Fire again. And I'm actually going to be able to use that to stun. So select the card. I'm going to add extra damage and yeah, lots of extra damage and stun. So I think I'm going to stun this guy on the far side here because it's going to do more damage to him, and this guy only has 1 hit point left. So nice, 5 damage. Oh, I forgot. Cragheart's still got to go. So yeah, let's just move him up here. He'll heal the Mind Thief. That's his first ability. After he moves 2, or up to 2, you never have to move your whole movement. You can always end it early. And then now he heals everybody, all his allies that are adjacent to him. So that's the Mind Thief. He's the only one missing hit points. Otherwise, I could have healed the Spellweaver. And then I get to attack 1, targeting all adjacent enemies, and this should kill this guy. See, man. Crowd control. I love it when a plan comes together. So this is going to heal 4, which because it's as long as it's anybody within range 2, so I can even heal myself. Big guy's back in action. Man, I can't believe I healed myself. Oh, I must have been poisoned. Yes. So here's the bad thing about healing. If you're poisoned, you don't even heal any hit points. You just get rid of the poison. So that's why I didn't go up in hit points. But the archer was stunned, didn't get to take his turn. He is going to short rest. So we'll go early. Oh yeah, this will be some heavy attacks for sure. We're giving everybody short rests because we want to get the best cards available. So at the end, when you know you're going to win it, you just kind of want to get all the gold you can. You kind of want to kick off all the XP abilities you can. It's kind of like a fun secondary game to try to figure out how you can maximize everything. Let's see. I wish I had some heal with this guy. Hmm. And of course, the poor Spellweaver, she's going to be getting her cards back just in time for the game to be over. All right, so Mind Thief. Times 2. So I did a 4 damage attack times 2, and it's 8 damage total. So now no one's going to get to do. So you get to finish the round. So everybody's just going to try to maximize gold and XP. I am going to try to move and get the farthest gold, and then hopefully we can get as much gold as we can with everybody else. Elementalist. I could stay and get some XP or move and get some gold. I think I'll stay and get XP. Just, and unfortunately I don't get to attack anybody, so I have to skip the attack. It's kind of strange. Yeah. All right, so Cragheart will also get some gold. Now, one thing that people always get confused by is they always say, well, I ended one of my actions on gold. Don't I get it? You have to actually end your whole turn. So even if you had a top action that could move you, a bottom action that can move you one place and then a top action that can move you, you still only get the one gold. You don't get both, unfortunately. All right, so I'm going to skip movement. I'm going to recover cards, which does nothing. She cuts all her cards back just in time for the round to be over. And the game to be over, or the scenario. These guys are obviously an organized band dealing in looting and robbery. The entrance of the shrine is filled with stolen goods. The good news is we should be able to make a bit of money selling this, but if I were you, I'd check out that any other shrines in the area are safe. So one of the things I love is working on achievements. It looks like I got stick 'em with a pointy end, pierce 30 points of shield. I'm not sure whose ability that was. But what's cool is some of the abilities give you things like perks. You can also see readouts of like your records of enemies killed, damage done, and your progress on if you made any progress on any abilities or achievements, I guess I should say. So now we're going back to the overland map. Ooh, so we were working on a Cragheart perk point there, which we got. The Shrine of the Roots is found in the forest near Lowtown. If they are being systematically looted, I worry that it would be a prime target. Okay, well, thank you. All right. I kind of wish, I think one of the updates is they updated some of the quests or like recalibrated them. I kind of wish they did that with Protect the Nest because that quest is super hard. Maybe I'm just not good at it. So Cragheart's extra perk, I'm going to go ahead and take out. So perks are cool because you get to manipulate your modifier deck. So as you can see, there's kind of an even balance. You have the most cards you have are zeros plus zeros, and there's 6 of those. Each one of those dots is like one card. I used to have an even number of 5 plus ones and negative ones, and then I believe 4 or 5 plus ones and negative ones, and then you have one each of a -2 and a miss, and a +2 and a times 2. So the idea is that you want to get perks that will manipulate the cards, so you're more likely, the higher probability is to draw um, no or fewer negative cards and more positive cards, or at least a 0, so you can kind of depend on and predict damage. So what this perk does is it takes out a -1. As you can see, it changes to a minus, and then it adds a +1, so it becomes a extra. It's basically like 2 moves towards drawing a positive. So I'm taking out a negative, I'm adding a positive. So I'm definitely buying that with my perk. I have another perk that allows me to wear armor without penalty, which is really cool. It's like armor specialization. Um, okay, so let's see. There's something I want to see here. They have a new icon for choosing characters. So what I want to see here is no, we don't have all the characters. Interesting. Okay, 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 okay. So we have a new. So basically, this is the overland map, and you have lots of quests you can do. There's story quests, which of course I just tried this quest last time, and I still wasn't able to do very well at it. So it's a quest. It's a story quest for the mine thief, and so the mine thief has to be one of the members of the party. Anybody else can be a member of the party besides the mine thief, and if you win it, you get a perk point. But unfortunately, I did not. I have not done very well against that quest, so I need to build up and hopefully get I don't know better modifier deck. I think because I was drawing a lot of low cards or misses. The other problem is that I can't do any other story quests until I unlock other areas. So to do that, you usually do that by unlocking travel routes. So I've got two options for the travel routes, and then I've got a couple of relic quests I can do. Three, although I have to unlock one by traveling to the area. And then you've got job quests. So job quests are something I've been kind of experimenting with and trying to see how many that you get. Like, are they limited? And so far, what I found out is it seems like they go on forever. Some of them are hard, some of them are easy, and you always end up getting an extra item in the shop with them, which is pretty cool. But what's not cool is that they never end. So they're good for kind of grinding and leveling up if you want to do that. But otherwise, or if you need an item, like if there's an item that pops up that's like, hey, I want another chainmail. I need one of my guys needs chainmail. So I'm gonna go to my achievements here. It looks like I got an achievement, but maybe not. There's an exclamation on that. Oh, maybe it's showing me that there's new achievements I can get. So I can if I infuse light 30 times, I unlock the star symbol character. That's one of the new characters that is in this new patch. So there's two new characters. There's the star character, and then there is the lightning bolt character. And let's see if we can scroll down and see. Maybe scroll back up. I missed it. Must have missed it. Yes, take 50 damage from sources other than attacks. So if I run into traps, run myself into different things, or do something, then pain, give me more. I can unlock the lightning bolt character. So it looks like it's going to be a little while before I get to it. So as you can see, the general achievements are all about unlocking things, exploring new areas. Um, the mercenaries achievements are all about doing certain things with your that kind of have to do with your classes. So, for example, if Cragheart consumes 40 earth elements, that's working toward his achievement, and because that's something he kind of does as a almost all of his abilities consume earth. So you're kind of naturally working within the area of your ability, but you're getting rewards for it. Enhancements. If I consume elements, I can get enhancements. If I can do certain things like wound characters, things like that, I can unlock new types of enhancements, and then I can enhance my ability cards with them. So what's amazing is you can actually enhance the abilities of your cards permanently, and then they're always boosted. So I pierced 30 points of shield to unlock a relic quest. So some kind of cool relic. You've now learned the intricacies of shield and pierce. Therefore, I think it's time you seek out a powerful relic that you'll get use out of with your knowledge. There are rumors of a great tinkerer prospector who went missing to the hills to the east of South Shield. It was said he carried a powerful drill that could cut through any rock. One of my Inox contacts in the area has a map to the last place he was seen. Perhaps you can follow signs of his route and walk straight into whatever killed him. Okay. So those are all the achievements. There's nothing else to do other than keep going, I guess. So I don't really want to do that story quest again because I lost last time and it's still kind of raw, the emotion. So I think I might try to get a new travel quest done. The Hounds of Despair. Help Craghart drive the wild dogs from the temple. So a reward is a major healing potion available in the shop, which is nice. It also unlocks this new area, so new things might be available. A fledgling shrine to the Great Oak was overrun by a pack of ravenous wild dogs who scared away or killed all of the followers. Craghart wants to help recover the holy shrine. Oh, one thing I need to do though. I need to go to the Temple of the Great Oak and buy. I have so much money now. I have nothing really to buy because all of the actually our new guy the elementalist might need something. Let's see what he's got. He needs a head item. Let's see what head items. Amulet of Life. I can heal myself. I don't really need that. Armor. When you're damaged by an attack targeting you, you suffer no damage. Man, that's 30 gold. I might wait on something better like a mana. I think I'm waiting on a mana cloak is what I'd rather have. I mean, I could get a piercing bow to help me pierce through shield damage. That might be good for him because he doesn't do a lot of damage on his own. Now, if you bind items, they're kind of permanently bound to a character, although it doesn't cost that much to unbind them. And I have no boot items, so I need to get some more boot items. So he's kind of done as far as items go for right now. Relic quests. No. Job quests. There's nothing really good. Okay, so I am going to go to the Temple of the Great Oak. What you can do with Temple of the Great Oak is you can add 2 blessings to your modifier deck, and those blessings give you ×2 damage. So we blessed him, and you pay 10 to bless everybody. I'm hoping that there's something that I'll get out of it. I don't know what, but it's at least worth it, I think, because if it's a harder scenario, and unfortunately you only get it for that one next quest, and that's it. But it's better to have it and not need it than need it but not have it. So I'm gonna use the Hounds of Despair. So I'm gonna help the Craghart drive the wild dogs from the temple. Now, when you travel, there's a chance you're going to have an encounter, but I didn't have one. So encounters can sometimes give you a little bit of a boost, or they can sometimes give you a little disadvantage. As you near the location of the temple, you hear the baying of hounds coming from within. The local area is littered with bones and shreds of clothing. You're glad you were not here to see the carnage when the pack attacked. The smell coming from the tombs is unpleasant. With a lack of food available, it seems the dogs have resorted to eating the long dead. You need to be careful of infection while fighting. Eesh. Sometimes scenarios will have special conditions going on in them, and that's probably what's going to happen in here. I imagine attacks are going to do poison or something. These dogs look diseased. Beware, they have poison on all their attacks. I'm pretty sure that you can survive. If you can survive long enough, they'll turn tail and run. So, depending on the scenario that you're in, you'll notice there's only one room here, and you'll see these glowing uh, areas. So, Craghart has to not be exhausted, and I have to survive 10 rounds. And all enemies have poison added to their attacks, which makes healing really hard to do. So I've just got to stay alive for 10 rounds. But I do have lots of blessings. I think I'll start out with some Dirt Tornado. And add some powerful range attack to that. I might go later because it's it's a possibility that I could get more of these guys grouped up together if I do that. I'm going to try to get my Plague Rat out this time. He's a summon creature, which is kind of cool. I'm going to try to get him out so that I can actually do some damage. Oh, but I can't do that and do hostile takeover. So the Elementalist is going to activate the ability that gives me an element every round. The nice thing is he's going to really get a lot of use out of this. His abilities let him attack all enemies within a certain range. That is going to be beautiful for sure. And of course, I did late initiative with everybody, so it's almost like these guys are just going to be like, ugh, this is not going to be good. These guys are going to do a lot of damage. Oh, so now I lost so much damage that I have to burn a card. Otherwise, she's going to die. That happens, man. I did just lose a heal card, though, so that's probably not good in this scenario. But, man, he has to burn a card, too. Oh, wait. I don't want to do that one. Okay, so the Elementalist is going to try to do something here. I can't move out of this space, unfortunately. So I am going to do an attack 1. I'm going to try to generate ice for somebody else. Or for him next round. But I'm definitely going to... Man. I did not do very much damage, and then I ended up getting retaliated against, which kind of sucks. We're just trying to do as big a damage as we can so we can hopefully get rid of a lot of these guys. Now, see, I should have done Dirt Tornado. I think I did do Dirt Tornado, now that I think about it. So I'll get back my power potion. And that's it, question mark? So we'll get the summon out, and he'll help defend a little bit. Little rat friend. And now here's where I can do the mind control. So I can control someone within 5 spaces and make him attack someone else. So let's see if we can... Wait. Crackheart is doing his Dirt Tornado, so he's going to probably target these guys here. Actually, all of these guys here. So I'm going to have him attack his friend and miss, of course. Oh, but it retaliates back against the first guy, so that was worth it. I'm going to use this so I can get some Missive Affliction back and use it again. Next round. I'm not going to go invisible because I think he's protected for next round at least. Crackheart is going to use Dirt Tornado. Oh, we gotta... This is where I'd have to reset the round. I've got to add +1 to all of my ranged attacks, so I'm going to do that first. Next, I am going to do Dirt Tornado and hit all these guys, and I'm going to add +1 to it. So it should kill quite a few of these guys. Why is it... Oh, they might retaliate against me if I don't kill them. Let's see... I should kill him. I should be able to kill him. Look at that. 4 dead in a hail of tornado. All right. I don't need to generate any mana because there's already good mana out there right now. I could get my power potion back. Let's go ahead and do that, just in case. Now, the beautiful thing is there are new summons, but they're so far back that I'm hoping that I can control them a little more. The big crowds at the beginning are always a little bit harder. I only have to survive 9 more rounds, people. But you want to make it last as long as you can. Okay, so I'm going to use Kinetic Assault so that I can really hit this guy hard. I want to try to knock him out fast. And then I also need to try to heal, get some heals going so that... Because he's kind of a secondary healer, or he might actually be my only healer, really. I'm going to try to get some heals started so I can get rid of some of this poison. And then so I can actually heal. So we're going to do... Attack 2, range 4, immobilize. Oh, yeah, and I can stun. So I don't need to immobilize because I can stun with his Perverse Edge. And then... and then I'll... Well... Yeah, maybe I'll do Perverse Edge and then go up and do another attack. Because that's who I am. Okay, so he needs to use something that spins some elements. Raw Enhancement, that'll work. Spellweaver, this would probably be a good opportunity for her just to do some damage or heal. So I don't think she can heal, but I can definitely... I can definitely use some ice and maybe stun some guys far away if they get closer. And I'll go at a low initiative. So I can hopefully, these guys will get kind of crowded up here and I can stun both of them. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Maybe the goal on these rooms where you only have one room is to burn all your powerful cards at the beginning with the attack or with the and get the crowds down to just a few enemies. Well, so they muddled everybody that's around them. So muddle gives you a disadvantage on all your attacks. So it's like the opposite of advantage where you oh, my little guy did some damage, but then he got hit, retaliate. So they do you draw 2 cards and you have to pick the worst one. So it kind of sucks. So I'm going to stun some of these guys, or at least this guy. And then obviously I'm going to use the scurry to go up against him because he's stunned. He won't retaliate. I think that's right. Well, we'll see. That may be wrong. I'll poison him just in case. Man, yeah, he does still retaliate. Well, that's lame. Okay, so the Elementalist can move. Darn it. If I would have known that, I could attack for target all enemies at exactly range 2. I could have hit all of these guys. Ay, ay, ay. I would have moved right in the middle of them and done that attack, but that's okay. I can do that next round or in a future round. And I did these cards all wrong. I totally messed up his turn. I'm not going to go back, though. Skip action. Oh, I should have created an element. Oh, well. Okay, so he needs to heal some poison. Oh, yeah, this guy definitely needs to not get in the middle of people. He's going to move up and attack. I just hope it's enough to kill this guy. Should be. Oh, yeah. Nice. I'm going to go ahead and make some earth for himself. He never gets enough earth for himself anymore lately. Now we just got two more hounds, and that's it. So the good thing is that I actually am going to be able to stun all of these guys so that they won't even get a turn next round. That's another reason why you want to thin the herd. So you might use some burn cards at the beginning. So I'm going to use Cold Fire to add attack and stun. And I'm not going to add any power to it. Oh, but it's ×2, so it wastes that guy. Man, I'm getting some really great modifier draws. Maybe my modifier deck's starting to turn in my favor. Okay. So we got a new round and 2 new hounds. So I think there's going to be 2 hounds every round, which is nice because I can go late and worry about these guys coming at me. And he can tank, and then I can kind of set up some good power moves here. Where's my... Oh yeah, we're going to use some clear the way. We're going to let them come... We're going to let them come at me first, though. Before I can throw an object with this ability. That's pretty cool. Okay, so the Mind Thief needs to get the Mind's Weakness started. Hopefully somebody will be close enough to um, indulge me. Let's see. I might try to set up some more damage for himself. It's risky, but I'll do a late movement. She might get hit again. That's what I'm worried about. Ooh, so they can move 5. Yep, she's going to get hit. But hopefully... Oh, she's going to get hit twice. Damn. I did not want that to happen. Well, I'm having to burn a lot of cards with her, but she may not make it. Okay, but these guys are going to at least... I'm not going to use the earth because I think he's going to use it. So, nope. It says I may, but I don't want to do that. Huh. That's weird that oh, I guess I've got to choose a target. That's why. Ooh, nice. 2 damage. Okay. Usually fire is a good element to have because it adds extra damage for several characters, but... Alright, well, we'll try Impaling Eruption here. We'll add +1 power. So basically what you get to do with Impaling Eruption is draw a line of 5 hexes in a row, and it does 3 damage to each one of those hexes, although the first one's going to be a disadvantage, but that's okay. And retaliate, right? They probably are going to retaliate as well. So maybe I should move away first, unfortunately. Okay. I did need to move away because retaliate is too much for her to take. I'm not going to get to attack the last guy, but I think someone else should be able to take care of him. And we will add extra damage to that attack. All right. Nice. He attacked the bigger guy that had more hit points. All right, so we'll do the Mind's Weakness. This should be a big enough attack. He shouldn't have hit me back. And then we'll move up here. I mean, I might as well use this because I've got Earth, and it's not like this is gonna cost me a lost card. All right. Now Cragheart's in a good position because now he can just tank anything that comes down if they go before him. And I can get some heals going as well. Dun, dun, dun. So we'll kind of go as late as possible, maybe get one of these guys to attack the other guy. So we've got fire on the field. I need to try to use some, yeah, so ice spikes would be good. Does extra attack and a wound. And if they're close enough, I might be able to get 2 attacks off. We'll see. So she needs to probably long rest because she needs to heal a little bit and get rid of the poison so she can heal better. Oof. Okay, so the hounds are only going to be able to move 2, so neither one of them is going to be able to move close enough to attack. But they're also not moving until after 3 of my characters go, so I'm going to use my boots and move over here and do some healing to get rid of poison, which is awesome. And for those that don't have poison, I'll heal a little bit. And then now I can heal normally. So I will heal Spellweaver. Oh, I'm going to skip the attack. And now I can heal normally, Spellweaver. So Cragart did a little bit of healing that round. That's okay. The Elementalist, unfortunately, is not going to be able to do 2 attacks. I don't even think I'm going to be able to do 1 attack, actually. We'll move him up a little ways, but I don't want to get him too close. Yeah, nothing's close enough, unfortunately. I can't add any range. Man, it's a wasted fire attack. Or fire element. We are going to try to create this time some ice so we can maybe stun. Now the Plague Rat's going to keep, he kind of goes on his, he's like an AI monster as well. He'll just keep running forward and trying to kill things. I think I'll just do a disarm. Even though he's not going to get to attack this round. All right, so I think the little plague rat should probably tank a little bit before he gets killed. And there were no new spawns. That's interesting. Maybe, now I'm kind of seeing some logic here. In terms of these big rooms, if you can get rid of the crowds pretty quickly, then you just have to worry about 2 spawns per round. But I'm guessing that if there are still enemies out, they don't spawn. That seems weird. Oh, I guess she long rested. That's why there's not new characters out yet. I bet there are 2 new spawns that come out. Let's do Flame Strike. Yeah. Okay. So there are 2 spawning hounds every round. Okay. Cragheart doesn't need to go fast, but he's definitely not going to go fast. with all of my other characters, I need to attack and then move back for sure. I can immobilize somebody, which is kind of nice, and then I could attack somebody from range. Now I'm down to 6 rounds, so I don't want to use a lost card all the time, but I think those two are pretty good. I may not even use hostile takeover. Or actually, the attack to immobilize might be better. And so maybe, let's see if there's a better bottom action. All right. So I'm going to well, maybe he should long rest as well. Although I'm afraid of him getting attacked, but maybe I'll risk it. So the hounds are moving after the mine thief, so they're moving 4. So they are gonna, but they're probably all gonna attack. They're gonna focus on my plague rat. Except I am gonna immobilize the elite here. So maybe he'll definitely get stuck. And then I will strengthen myself for next round. So I should be able to do a pretty big attack next round. Okay. Now the nice thing is the other hound is probably not going to get to go because he's got to move all the way around these guys. Oh, the regular hound is going to go. No, don't die. Oh, he died. Okay, so we've got a pretty good stun opportunity here. So we'll stun these closer guys. One of them died. That was worth it, I feel like. Now, movement-wise, I'm going to go ahead and move over here and get this money. And kind of keep her a little ways back, because she may have to go up and do some frontline fighting later. Recent allies and enemies suffer a damage. It's so hard to decide. I can't attack 2 guys. And my boots are exhausted. All right, so I'm just going to move in front so I can tank, and I will use Earth so I can push somebody back. So we'll hit this guy for 3 damage and then push him back. And that'll put him at a little bit of a disadvantage to moving up next round. I don't think I'll use my power potion, though. Yes! So having these guys back down to 2 is good, because I don't want to have to deal with more than 4 in a round. Okay, so the Elementalist is in kind of a tricky situation here. Oh, he's just long resting, so this will be easy. What am I going to lose? There's really a lot of good cards that he has. I mean, they have the potential of being good, but you have to have the right kind of combination. And he's almost healed back up, so that's good. I am going to create fire. I just love the idea of being able to constantly create elements as well. And then eventually I'll be able to add those elements into my modifier deck too. All right, so I'll do one more round and then I think that'll be it for tonight. I am going to short rest with the Cragheart because he's in the front. I want to try to kick off something before they get to go. Ooh, I could do Retaliate at a range of 3. That might be worth it. And then I think I'm going to try to set up backup ammo so that I can attack multiple creatures. Mind Thief will also do, let's see, I'll do a long rest. Elementalist. I'm going to try to go later. So I'm actually going to have to use Reviving Ether. This is going to be a pretty slow round for everybody else, so Elementalist is going to have to use this extra stuff. I guess the only thing that he has that's a stun is... All right, well, we'll see how this works. The hounds are going to be moving up and attacking. Cragheart's basically just setting himself up for a big retaliation round. That's a lost card. And then backup ammo is also a lost card, but it'll pay off over the course of the next rounds. So now you'll see a bunch of retaliation. So retaliation, they hit me, but then I get to do damage back. And I'm canceling a lot of the damage with my shielding and armor, which you haven't got to see me use yet because he hasn't used it. And then, of course, the retaliation is 3 damage back. So I think I might just end up getting one more retaliation and that's it. But it's not bad. And didn't really do a lot of damage. Oh, I am going to get to do one more retaliation. Yeah, not bad. And now, the best thing about it is that I can do some... This seems better now. I can add an attack by consuming an element. And then I can add a +1 damage and a wound to all these guys. Oops. Now here's the thing. You want to be careful because you'll notice I only have 2 targets. You have to actually rotate the AoE, the triangle around until you're actually hitting the people you're trying to hit. This should be a pretty good attack. Well, it should have been a pretty good attack. But they are all wounded, which means at the beginning of each of their turns, they're going to take a damage. And I'm going to add some fire with some movement. Just kind of moving around here. Yeah, there's some definitely tough puppies for sure. So I added fire with my movement. I'm going to create ice with my other movement, my other ability, which is amazing because it gives cold fire the ability to add extra damage to this guy's attack. Yeah, the combos are pretty amazing with this team. All right, so we're going to stay there. We're going to use fire and ice. and hopefully kill these 3 guys. And if not, then they'll be stunned. That really should have done a lot more damage, but that's okay. They're stunned. They can always die next round. So the Mind Thief is going to heal a little bit and I get to pick which card I get rid of, which sucks because there's really a lot of good cards. Yeah, Scurry is. It sucks because Scurry is so amazing, but it's actually the worst card out of all those, I think. All right, well, that's it for me. I only have to survive 4 more rounds. I've survived 6 rounds so far, which is pretty awesome. I think with these 2 guys stunned and 2 guys clear in the back, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have to worry about damage this round. And then if Craghart can just do a little bit more healing of himself, which he can definitely set up. Oh, I got rid of my big heal, but I can kind of keep him healed a little bit. And then in addition, now that he's got backup ammo set up, he can attack guys out in the back ranks. These guys can handle the guys in the close ranks. And then I think I'll be able to maintain things for 4 more rounds. But that is kind of a look at Gloomhaven. I'm hoping that soon I'll be able to unlock some of the other characters and throw those in as well. I was hoping that they'd already be unlocked, but unfortunately they're not. I have to travel to their area. Or no, I think they're achievements. So I have to take damage by things other than attacks. So that's interesting. Well, I'll have to figure out how to do that. And then the sun, I'm not sure what we do to get him, but that'll be interesting to see how to get those built up. But there's definitely a lot of really cool stuff. It'll be interesting to see everything that is. There's a new cityscape dungeon type and lots of new things. So it's pretty cool. Definitely awesome in terms of new changes, always improving. I think nothing that's ever going backwards for sure. Um, well, tune in this Saturday to watch Table Flipping Games when we'll be playing Jaws of the Lion, the kind of starter Gloomhaven expansion that just came out. This kind of like a tutorial mode. We just finished our first few scenarios and we're tracking down a corpse stealer, corpse gatherer, grave robber, and we just fought our first boss and we're kind of moving on to the second leg of our story. So you're welcome to join us for that. Otherwise, I will be here. I will be here next Tuesday, playing some more digital Gloomhaven and seeing where Guildmaster Mode takes us. See you guys later.